So I wrote this book, right, about how I went from being homeless in Atlanta to how I live in $1 million home in California. And inside of my book, I talk about how there's this group of people who follow me all over the internet and post negative things about me inside of my comment sections. And they also did this in my Amazon reviews. So I make sure I tell everybody, look out for these people. These are the same people. So these people love to spread this rumor that I just randomly had a baby by a married man and I'm stalking this married man. And this is what they keep posting everywhere, right? And of course it doesn't bother me because I know the truth. I can't be mad about something that don't apply to me, right? So I just keep it pushing. But the interesting part about it is when ugly people, right, want to be ugly towards me, they'll use those Amazon reviews like this chick did. They'll use those Amazon reviews as a tool to try to attack me as a person, right? If my opinion is just different from theirs on the internet. It's weird to me because anytime somebody has an opinion that may be different from mine, I attack their opinion, not them as a person. I purposely don't repeat what I see on the internet because a lot of that information is misinformation, or it's been like purposely manipulated to fool a whole bunch of people. So I'm going to tell the story about my son's father and I again, like I have 1,000,000 times. My son's father was separated, right? And him and his estranged wife both led me to believe that their relationship was over when it wasn't. Like she was dating other people and so was he. But instead of them discontinuing dealing with each other like they was telling everybody, they were still sleeping together. So everyone's favorite narrative to push about me is that I had a baby by a married man, because it's something ugly to say about somebody that you want to hate on, right? You want the world to think that about somebody because you're trying to make yourself look better than that person. That's what people do. That's why people use that. So I wasn't my son's father's little mistress. I didn't like steal somebody's husband. These two decided that they wanted to rekindle their little marriage or relationship or whatever after they found out I was pregnant. So they decided to get back together and still ended up getting divorced officially. They led me to believe that they had filed for divorce from each other sometime while we was together. So I just believed they was two separated people. Their relationship or marriage was over. I met his family. He met mine. We started building a life together. I wasn't like some little jump off like people want to like try to portray me like this bird brain chick just did on her TikTok account. So my book is basically telling ladies, especially single mothers, that you can get out of situations that you are in financially. Like if you dating a guy who ends up fucking up your finances, you can pull yourself together and live a better lifestyle that you was living previously. So instead of listening to hateful people on the internet, my suggestion to you is to find out who people are on your own. Like be the type of person that thinks independently and goes out there and figures things out on your own instead of listening to what other people tell you about someone else's story. It's easy for you to get my book. My book is $9. It's not expensive. If you want a paperback version, it's $16. But it's still under $20 for you to be able to hear my story or to read my story. It's not complicated at all. I don't scam people. I don't lie to people. I don't fraud people. My entire existence is about uplifting people and helping people. And people who like to attack me try to present me as something else to the people that support them. I don't usually use my social media platforms to sit here and drag people. I don't have time for that. I give my opinion about the topics and I keep it moving. Like I'm not about to sit up here and start these little hateful campaigns to get everybody to not like somebody. Insecure, weak people who are powerless in real life do that on the internet. I don't have time for that. Don't get it twisted. I am friendly until I am not. I will clap back at your ass with no hesitation. Do not take kindness for weakness up in here, because I am not playing around. Now, I'm here to help women. I'm here to inspire you to make better choices when you dealing with men. But what I'm not going to do is excuse the hateful shit that y'all be doing to try to destroy other people, like spreading rumors and lies and vitriol and shit. That is ugly. You a ugly chick when you do that. There is something missing about this that men don't understand.
When a man has a son or a kid, period, he has to be sick mentally if that kid doesn't drive him and motivate him to want to improve. That man has to be sick in his head if he don't want to take care of his child and have that motivate him to improve his lifestyle for him, his kids, or his kids and his current girlfriend, or his kids and his wife, or his kids and himself. But guess who chose that man? Guess who knew that man was toxic? The woman. The woman knew that. So that's a red flag, bro. That's a thing to look out for her. One day you do want a family. You want to build your own kingdom, not resume on somebody else's game who's level 50 and they have high level weapons and you're like, what am I doing with this?
I agree with a lot of what you said, sweetheart. A lot of this makes sense. You know that there are men who are sick in the head, right? Well, no sick in the head man is going to walk up to a chick and say, hey, I'm sick in the head. Have a baby with me. They hide it really, really well. Of course, people give red flags all of the time about what kind of person that they are. But if you don't know, you just don't know what those red flags are. Just because a woman chose someone who is toxic doesn't mean she herself is as toxic as you think. I wish it was as simple as playing a game to where you can stop, start, pause, but that's not how life is at all. It's just a consistent flow. Masters of the game, of course, know how to build a kingdom, but they also know how to rebuild kingdoms that have been destroyed. I think a lot of people think that when a person fails a test, they shouldn't be allowed to retake that test. Men believe this, especially when it comes to women. That's why so many men feel uncomfortable with the concept of Russell Wilson giving Sierra a second chance, right? Y'all feel like women don't deserve do-overs, but you guys want women to give you do-overs over and over and over again. Some chicks love the thug. They love the protection it seems like you have when you're dealing with one. There is nothing wrong with you having a preference of not wanting to date women who have children. That's fair. That's your preference. However, don't try to convince the rest of the world that something is wrong with these women because of your personal hangups. A lot of times when men don't want to date women who have children, it's because they don't have the resources or the financial stability to do so. Stop trying to convince other men that it's no benefit to them for them to date single mothers just because you have a personal hang-up. Most of the men who have a personal hang-up about it have never even dated a single mother to even talk about their experience. Usually making poor choices or making bad decisions is what happens in everybody's life. It isn't just women out here making poor decisions about men. Men are making poor decisions in women too. That's how you learn. Not all of us had the opportunity of someone telling us this is what you do to choose a good partner. You know, some of us did not experience that. We didn't have that type of guidance. It's okay. It's a part of life. That's how it goes. You know, you make mistakes sometimes in choosing. Sometimes it is what it is. That's how you have to learn your lesson. But it doesn't mean that you are a bad person forever. I believe people change with time. I believe that people improve with time if that's truly what they want to do. Some people don't want to improve, but other people do. My son's father wasn't the best person in the world. I would never guess that he would abandon a child, but he did. I can deal with a man not wanting to be with me, but to abandon a child, you got to be sick in the head, right? So me choosing him was me seeing a version of him that he created and wanted me to believe in that wasn't true. And a lot of times men do that. Sometimes these men put on a stellar performance to the point where you think it's you tripping when you see a red flag and you thinking, oh, I've been hurt in all my other relationships, so this is just me not trusting this person, or this is just me taking out on this person what happened to me in the past. So a lot of times these women just want a man so bad they end up choosing poorly because the sick and twisted done walked up to these women projecting themselves as if they're perfect.